open this up. I don't remember if I showed you guys the refills, but they do have refills. I ended up getting this at Target. I think it was like between $20 and $25. A little more expensive on Amazon. The refill packs are $5 to $10 depending on what size you get. So they have larger ones like this, and they have smaller little ring, like circle ones. Kinds of things. I'm not going to go over every single thing it comes with because I'm sure there's other videos about that, and that's not the most important thing, but it does come with hopefully plenty. It says it makes 10 bracelets, but I'm trying to open this up. Oh, it has a lot of tape. I should have thought about that. And for some reason on my desk there's a drill bit, so I'm just going to use that to help me open this up. Oh, come on, there we go. Is there more tape? I hope there's not more tape on the sides. Okay, no. So, I can't get this in frame, sorry guys. And when you open it up, it looks like this. It doesn't look as pretty as, you know, with the packaging over the top. I'm going to remove these things. Make sure your KumiKreator is set up correctly. You can watch a video on coolmaker.com. And maybe I'll do that in the meantime because I have a feeling I'm not going to be able to actually get this going until after these guys leave today. So this is the actual KumiKreator. It feels nice. It has a good weight to it. I mean, you know, it jiggles a little bit. This here, I do like this carry case. I wish it was something you can reuse and reuse. Maybe it is, but maybe it's not. And then I'm just going to pick up this whole piece here that has all kinds of fun stuff. And then under that, there's another piece that I'm sure you're going to have to add on. And a little more information. So it says if you have problems or questions, do not return it to the store. They always say that. And then guess what? I always return it to the store. So I'm going to read through this stuff. But stage 1, it says attach the blue arm to the base. So we'll just do that real quickly. Pull this off of here. And if you have scissors, of course you can cut it, but you can just pull it out and it comes right out. Slip right out from under there. And there's a little tab here. And it's saying to just go ahead and put that with that little piece of tab facing out. Push it right down in here. Ooh, it's not as easy as you think, but you also have to push back on that tab so it wants to clip in. I didn't hear a noise, but I can see that it's secure and it's not moving at all. Like there's no flex on that, so that's really good. What's going on here? Ooh, fancy stuff. It says flip white arm tab up, push white arm down with finger. Okay. And then, so I'm pushing that down and then I'm just putting this thing down, supposedly. So it says flip white tab arm tab up, which it was up. Push white arm down with finger. Okay, so this thing should be up. It was up already, so this thing should be up, and then when you push it down, it clicks in and it stays. And then you're going to be ready. It says turn handle clockwise. There's nothing going on here, but they're just showing you. There's a little arrow here too that shows you to move a certain way. Ooh, look at that, that's cool. Keep turning until the blue spool gaps and blue posts are lined up at the top and bottom of the machine. So these little guys, and it says not sideways, so top and bottom of machine. I'm gonna turn this way, okay? So it's facing us. It's facing me here. And top and bottom of machine should be up and down, right? And it says keep turning until blue spool gaps and blue posts are lined up. Okay. Okay, I see. So this little guy, it has a little bit of a blue edge around it. And the one behind it also does too. And then here's these posts, so I'm going to turn it until that's perfect, like right there. It's right in front. I don't know if it has to be right in front, but there it is, okay? Hopefully you can see that. So that little blue post, and this one in the back has little blue, and these blue posts need to be lined up right in front, it says. And now you're going to select your bracelet design from the design booklet and count out the colored spools needed. So let me look at all that. Let me read this over a little bit just so I'm not confusing people, because I hate when... Well, what I always used to do in my old videos is just try it, and if it didn't work out, I'm like, oh, okay, I kind of, you know, figured it out. But people like that because it's traps that you fall in. Obviously, if I fall in that same trap, you might fall in that same trap, right? But some people are like, can you just show it the right way, you know? So I don't know how I feel about that, but let me read through it, and I might still fall into some traps, I'm sure, and then we'll get started. So I'm going to open up this pack, which is really nice. Let me see if it stays on either side. It might just completely fall apart. See, this is good. They have really nice packaging, guys. Like, you would expect if you open this, these are all just going to fall out. So they're held in there nice and tight. Maybe once you start using them, maybe they're going to fall out. But you have some little pegs here or whatever. You have the end of your bracelets. You have your little basically patterns, I guess, that you're going to choose from. There's a little sticker, I think, that you can put on there maybe, and then it has little KumiKreator stickers. I guess maybe these are for the bracelets themselves. But let me read through and I'll be right back. Okay guys, so I kind of read through it, so we're going to leave this to the side for now. I'm going to put this over here because I want to pick out the colors that are going to go with my pattern. So you're going to need these stickers to kind of help you keep the thread ends together before you put the clasps on. I don't know if that's super essential. We'll talk about that later. We don't want to mess with it. We're just going to do exactly what they say. So I'm going to open this up, and I'm probably going to start with a more basic one. So it's kind of showing you what the pattern looks like, but what's hard about that is because there's some of the patterns that look like flowers at the end after you do it, and this isn't really doing a good job of showing you that, oh, you know, it's going to look like these little flowers. So it's kind of showing you how it looks from the sides. Like this one, maybe if you put green instead of yellow, it would look like little leaves with the little dots. So, you know, you kind of have to pay attention to that, but there's lots of them here. It's telling you it comes with 10 clasps, 20 of these clips. I'm assuming those clips go inside those clasps or something. Yeah. Which one do I want to do? I want to do one that's not too difficult, just so you guys can see it, which would probably be that one, but that's kind of boring because you're still putting them out the same way. Okay, let's go ahead and do Buttercup. Maybe that's why it's called Buttercup, because it's like a little flower, but I wish it had green, but I guess they're using yellow because there's no green in this kit. So, each one is going to tell you how many of each spool to take. So I need 4 of the teal, 2 of the kind of pink, hot, like fuchsia color, and 2 of the yellow. So I'm going to get those out. I'm going to get those ready. Which is basically these. We'll see. Are those the same? This is the same. Right? They're the same shade. This one looks a little bit deeper, doesn't it? I guess it doesn't matter. Pick what you want. So I'm going to do 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'm going to follow the pattern color, even though I do have green ones in the refill pack. I just don't want to confuse you guys, so it looks exactly the same. So those, I'm going to get 2 yellow. Yeah, they still stay in the pack pretty nicely. 2 yellow and 2 of this color here. You don't need anything else right now for the setup, like these clips or any, well, you might need this guy. This is actually some kind of like little ruler thing, but anyway, so we're just gonna put this to the side for now. And you're gonna have your pattern sitting in front of you, and there's a certain way that you need to put the spools on. So I'm gonna bring this back. Oh, see, it moved already. Just from me moving it around right there. Okay, perfect. This little yellow, like the string is hanging out on the outside here, right? So you're going to remove that, you're going to open it up, and that's how you're going to use it to place it in these spool holders. And the spool holders are kind of like facing forward, but once you get to a certain spot, this white clip, they're facing backward. So I have to take my kids to school right now. I just want to explain that part. I'm going to take the kids to school, and then I will be right back and try to angle this camera and everything so that you can see that really well. So we know exactly what we're looking at, what we're placing in each one of those little holders. Okay, I'm going to back up a little bit just so you see that I have this right in front of me. And I just realized something. When we turn it, it needs to be in this. Even though it said the blue one at the instructions, see, we're already following pitfalls. You want this. Oh, I see. Okay, it's taking it away. Okay, so I need to rotate this long enough so that everything, see how it's taking the little tab away? It's taking that one right there. Now this is what we want. It removed it. It's empty. It's blue. Okay. Do you see how it kind of picks up the little spool and puts it where it wants it? Okay. So that's where we need to start, guys. Okay. We have the tab up from the beginning, right? That white tab is up, even though the arm is down. And so what you're going to do now, these are all facing kind of crazy ways, so that's kind of interesting. But I just have 2 pink right here, a yellow and a blue. 2 pink, a yellow, and a blue. So I'm going to close up a little bit so you can see what I'm doing. So I'm going to take 1 pink, and with the little spool facing out, this little string, you're supposed to remove the string from that outer edge. Okay, that little spool area that's sticking out is still facing me. It's still out, right? And then you are going to take it and, well, I guess you don't have to remove the string yet. You could have just left it, but that's okay. I'm going to place it right in here because that's where it's supposed to be for the first pink one, right? I'm just pushing it in, and it says to feed the string through the top of the spool holder. How come it's not staying? There we go. Clicks. Okay, you heard that click. Now there's a little hole here, so I'm going to push this string, and the string is nice and kind of sturdy, so it'll go right through there. And now this is where we got to pay attention because we're going to bring it And I don't know if you noticed that this thing is really close. So now I'm going to bring it through here. And we're going to bring it through the blue thread holder. There's a little space there. And there's a little white clip here. We're going to bring it through that little white clip. Okay? And it's already pretty taut, but it's a little bit loose. I don't know if you can see that. There's a little bit of give. So it says here you want it nice and taut. So what you're going to do is just turn your spool counterclockwise to tighten it up. And then it says the string end should fall between the black lines as shown in the above image. So this is weird because it's a weird picture. Yeah, I guess it's about the same. I mean, let me back up a little bit so you can see what I'm talking about. It says it should be like this long, but I don't know if you can see, there's no other spot. See how this little tab has like a bar on the top? Mine doesn't have that. That might have been like an earlier iteration. I don't know. So it's pretty long. I think that's good enough. It looks like it's reaching that top area. And so I'm going to hold on to this just so I don't lose it and just turn this to tighten it up. See? And now it's kind of tight. Alright, I'm assuming that's what they want for every single one. Well, I do know that's what they want for every single one, so we're going to go on. And I'll do the other pink one. That's supposed to go here. And apparently I can turn these, so I'm assuming that's what you have to do, because otherwise not going to work so well. So I'm going to push this in, loosen that string, pull it up through the hole there. This one's a little bit harder. And maybe if you had tweezers, actually I have tweezers right here. I have like this little helper. I just grab that string, bring it up, put it through that blue spot, into here, and then tighten it up. So turning it counterclockwise. Okay, right here there's already pitfalls. So possibly your string might get stuck between the back of the spool and this plastic thing. You don't want that to happen, so if that happens, remove it and fix it. And you don't want the string to come out again over here or get stuck in between here again, like where it came from. So just make sure your string is in here and it's not getting caught by anything, right? It's just coming right off the spool. I'm going to set up the other ones. I'm going to set up the ones in the back exactly the same. Just push them in there and bring them around, and then we'll get started. Just real quick, I want to show you how the ones in the back are like, obviously you want them facing the same way the spools. It might be a little harder. You just got to bring it. And I just brought it towards the front and then up into the clip. I guess you can bring it towards the back and then up here. So it's starting to get a little full, a little crowded up here, but that's okay. And then you can still tighten it up, rotating them counterclockwise, okay? So it's just basically the same thing. So don't get confused because it's on this side. You see how they're all facing the same way? The string is coming off of the right side of the spool, okay? And this is my last one. I'm just gonna push it in here. I turn this little guy, clip it in. I've just been kind of holding the string and then getting my tweezers to kind of grab it. Of course, I said that easier said than done. There we go. And again, I'm just going to bring it around town. All right. Yes, that is a SpongeBob reference. Okay, so that's all the strings. I don't need to tighten this one. I can see it's nice and tight already. So then after you're done doing all that, you're supposed to... they're telling you all the different pitfalls. So after you're done with that, push the white arm tab down to unlock the white arm. And this is so scary because if, you know, I don't know. It says to push this down. Okay. So remember earlier when I pushed that, it kept opening back up. So basically it's not because these strings are kind of holding it tight. I hope. That's what, you know, the case is. That's what it looks like. Okay. And then it says time to spin. Turn the handle and watch as the KumiKreator magically creates your friendship bracelet. When the red lines meet, your bracelet is finished braiding. So in this thing, there's like this little spool area that has like little red lines. And it says when they line up, then you're done. Okay? So, all right, guys. I'm going to back up a little bit. And I'm sorry about my lighting, but this is, you know, what I got. So I'm going to start turning it. And it has a little arrow on here. Turning, turning, turning. Is it doing anything? It looks like it. Oh, wow. Interesting. Because there's some spools that don't have anything, right? And there's some spools that have the little strings. And look how crazy that is. I can see it's doing something. I don't know if it's tight enough. You know what I'm saying? As tight as I would like. Because if I did this on my own, I would make these super tight. But for something you're going to make in seconds, to be honest, it's pretty awesome. I'm going to keep spinning here. and I'll have you guys watch as long as it takes. Whoever invented this, well, obviously this company, they are geniuses. Yeah, you know there are some empty spools, so that one it's still moving them, but it's not doing anything, right? So here it comes. I'm gonna pause not pause, but just move this up. Ugh, I wanted you guys to be able to see that thing as the bracelet keeps going. So, real quick, I'm gonna move this. This is not a good idea. In the very back over here, there's these little tabs. You can see that red one's showing up, and there's a red one showing up. So when this third red one shows up in the middle, that's when you know to stop, okay? So I'm gonna keep turning though. So we're almost there, basically. Oh, that red one's showing up. It's in the back, I can see it. I'm gonna keep turning this. I don't know if I can do this and hold it. Oh, you can even do this with one hand. Back here, you see this little red mark? It's starting to get to where it needs to be done. So I'm doing this in real time, guys. And that little white hand arm is almost all the way out. Okay. That's it. I mean, that's perfectly lined up, right? You can give it one more turn if you want. Basically, you still need to have enough string back here. And also, I'm an adult, so I don't know. You still have a little bit of string here, and obviously you need some of it, but not all of it. So I'm just going to give it another little more. Okay. All right, well, let me read the next steps, and then we'll take this thing off of our loom here, our creator. Okay, so the wrecking crew for my kitchen has gotten here. I want to mention something real quick. I keep calling this KumiKreator because it's called KumiKreator, but everybody calls it Coolmaker. So, and the brand is Spinmeister, which is interesting because they're the ones that do, well, they've been making stuff ever since I was a kid, but they do the Hatchimals and stuff like that. But anyway, they got a good thing going. So Coolmaker, KumiKreator, whatever the product I thought was called KumiKreator, but I don't know. So I just want to mention that real quick. So now you are going to need scissors, and like I said, all my stuff is packed up in my craft room, so I found these, and hopefully it'll cut it, because this is kind of like that polyester feeling thread. It's not just regular thread. We are going to need this little guy. It's to measure your wrist, and then these little guys. And we are going to need 2 of these little blue end caps for each bracelet, and then end cap one of these silver sets, right? Or there's actually also like a goldish set, but we'll do that in just a bit, because what we have to do first, I'm going to bring this down and just close up as well as I can. Miranda, play your games, Miha. I had to bring Miranda upstairs with me. You're going to take these, so this is what I'm trying to figure out. Is there a way to use this without having to keep using their little products? Actually, you can use tape. Maybe you can refill the spools. I don't know. They probably don't recommend it, but we can always try. Right? So anyway, I'm going to take this KumiKreator sticker, and you're going to put it right under, yes, right under this clasp area where it started. I'm going to slide this underneath here, and basically you're just going to pinch that on there. Oh, this barely kind of fits, so that's interesting, because there's also bracelets you can make that are going to be thicker if you use all the spools. So just know that. So that's on there, and we're going to put this to the side for now. It says use the measuring guide to measure your wrist, because that's going to let you know where you need to put the second piece there. And we'll see if my wrist is small enough for a child's toy. Right? So we're going to put this around, and
I love it.
You love it? That's good. And you're going to kind of try to see where you want it. I mean, and then it as loose as you want, right? Like, that's probably good for me. I don't think I need it much looser than that. A 4. I think if I go to 5, it'll be too loose. So I like number 4. Okay, so I like it at 4. There's only a little bit bigger, and I usually have like a 7.5 inch wrist, guys, just to kind of let you know.
Like 4.
Yeah, you do? Okay, good. So measure the bracelet length using the guide, blah, blah, blah. So then you're supposed to take this, line up the little star with the very bottom, okay? So see where the star is, or this little notch? You want that to line up with the bottom of the sticker, not the top of the sticker up here, because it's going to be that much shorter. Right here, right at the bottom of your sticker, and then stretch it out, and then go to the number that you want, which for me is 4, and that is like right here. So pretty much at the end of this thing. And if you wanted 5, then you weren't even gonna get there. I guess you're gonna have to just keep going a little bit more, okay? If you wanted 5, just keep that in mind. You want a little bit more there. So I'm gonna hold this here. I'm not gonna hold that piece of paper in the way because it's hard for me to hold that and do this, but you're gonna take this and you're gonna place the class sticker below the size number. So it hit here, right? So I'm gonna put my sticker under that area, not above it, because then you're gonna make it shorter, right? So if it's hitting here, I'm gonna put the sticker so that it kind of comes down a little bit lower than that. This sticker is very sticky. It's already pretty much stuck there. So I guess that's it. I'm gonna try to adjust that a little bit because it's not quite where I want it. And then now it says you can pull the white arm tab back to unlock the bracelet. And then we're going to pull this out, just slide it out. So if you don't have clasps, which clasps are awesome. I would love to reuse those, because you can take it on and off, right? I would just make a knot here on the end of this, but you would have to make the end, this other end, a lot longer. You're probably gonna use all this up to make yourself some kind of a other side of clasp so you can tie it on. Miranda, please stop jumping. And then pull each string out of its spool and remove the bracelet, which is crazy. So all this string that's left here, I'm just gonna waste it, basically. I'm just gonna pull. Which, I guess if you really want to, you can just cut them, right?
Not cut them.
Yeah, because otherwise you're just not gonna make you another bracelet anyway. So, I think I'm gonna, I don't know what I want to do. I guess I am gonna have to just pull them, or I don't know what that means. I'm just pulling them straight up and out.
Not straight.
Look at all that. So what I'm trying to say is if you don't want to buy more clasps, you can probably get this put on by tying this around here, and your bracelet's ready to go, okay? So don't fret. We always try to find ways to do things without having to buy more and more, right?
Straight out.
Yeah.
No.
Okay, Miranda. Trim bracelet with scissors on the outside of each sticker. And they're trimming it right on the edge, is what they're showing you here. Okay, so I'm just gonna take the scissors and cut it right at the edge. And at the let me back up. If you didn't want to buy more clasps, or something happened or whatever, they always come with clasps, but you could at the very beginning when you're setting this up pull more out, right? Maybe like 4 inches out so that you can make like maybe a braided end or a loop or whatever you want, okay? So there's different things you can do there, but these little scissors, it's gonna take some work. So I'm just cutting these basically right at the end, and then cut these right at the end, which is such a shame because there's so much, so pretty, but whatever, they're gone. Maybe you can make another friendship bracelet, just like braid that up, make a little kid bracelet. And then we're almost done, guys. So we just need the clasp, and I guess I'll use a silver clasp. And then we need these 2 little dudes. If you ever made jewelry, this seems familiar because a lot of times you have end clasp and then you put a decorative one over that. Or a crimp bead or whatever. Okay. And these guys say to take the clasp apart, which is not easy to do when it's not held onto anything. Hold on. Okay, I just had to pop it. And you are going to get the skinny side here of this and fold in whatever you can of that sticker and put that in there, which wasn't as hard as it looks like in the picture. It says sometimes you have to kind of screw it in a little bit. And then you're going to place an end cap below the sticker. Below the sticker, it says. So this little end cap piece. Sorry, I just want to show you what it looks like. It has like little hooks. So I don't think there's a right way, like front or back or top or down, should I say. You're going to push that in there and then push this back up. And that's going to catch it. Look at that. Oh, it's really tight. I can pull really hard and nothing happens. So I'll do the same thing for the other side. You're going to do what you can with that sticker. Kind of get that in there. Oops, that's a thread that won't go in. There we go. And then the little end piece. Just shove that on there. It basically has little pieces that hold on to that. Ooh, that did not go on well. There we go. See, this is why you have to cut this nicer. So whenever I get better scissors, I'll cut this down much better. It looks horrible. But either way, I can pop that down and do what I need to do. And now your bracelet should be ready to go. That is really fast, really easy. It's like a polyester string. It's a little thicker. Like I said, if I was to make a Kumi bracelet, or Kumihimo, I don't know if you pronounce the H, it would probably be a lot tighter than this one. I can feel like, when I make them, they usually feel like a tube. It feels like, not even a tube, like a rope, should I say. This one I can feel like a tube, like it feels like it's empty in the middle. But when I make them, they're like super tight. Even my husband's like, wow, these are so awesome. But not that they're time consuming. Let me show you what you normally would make one on. You normally make one on something like this, and I had picked this up recently. So it's like a foam circle. You can either make this out of cardboard, you don't have to buy it. You can download super like templates online. People do this all the time. The only thing with this one is I always forget where I'm at. Like let's say I put it down because I gotta go do something else. I'm like, okay, once you have your strings on here and they're all tucked in there, it's kind of showing you a little bit about that here. You have to like put the left string up, the right one on the top down, okay, and you keep doing it and then you turn. Do it again, up, down, turn, up, down, turn. Okay, well, when I go to take a break, I'm like, I try to make a marker there, but it's hard for me to remember which one was up, which was down. When I go to pick it up, was it this way? And maybe it doesn't matter. So like, anyway, as long as you have a system of remembering where you stopped and how you're gonna resume, I think you're good. But this thing, I mean, it takes, I can probably finish one in a day. Because seriously, I'm watching TV and just like up, down, turn, up, down, or up, down, turn, up, down, turn, up, down, turn. And it makes a really nice tight bracelet. I don't know if you can see that example there. And it makes a complete like tight cord. So this thing, I mean, I made a bracelet super fast. I mean, in seconds. It's pretty, you know. So what I'm going to do in the next video is try to figure out, I guess when we're done, you just pull these guys off, is figure out if I can refill this. And if it would even work, because this is obviously kind of thick. It's thicker than friendship bracelet regular thread. So maybe on, if you fill up all of them, you know what I'm saying? If you make like a 10 spool bracelet, it'll still be nice and thick. I think if you do like a 8 spool bracelet, it might not be as thick as you like. So maybe that'll be the next video. We'll try out different ways to keep this going without having to buy refills. All right. So thanks for watching, and I'll have some pictures, and I'll see you guys at the next one. Bye now.